Welcome to day 7 of the 30 days of transformation. So what is this? This is me coming on here for 30 days and talking about transformations that I have gone through as my body image has improved, as I've learned to love myself, and how that has translated to all of the rest of my life. Okay, so some days these are big things, some days they're little things. And then the challenge that goes along with this for you is that every single day I'm going to be giving you a little bit of homework. It might be a journaling prompt, it might be an affirmation, it might be something else, to help you take steps forward in all of these areas as well, to help facilitate your own transformation. So today our topic is socializing, getting together with friends. Okay, this has always been a challenge for me, and I'll tell you why. When I was a kid, starting from when I was really quite young, I was bullied really, really badly. And although I learned pretty young how to stand up to bullies on the outside, it really inside like cut me deep, really, really, really bad. I was made fun of, I was teased, I was told I was ugly, I was the fat kid, and I learned really young that there was something wrong with me, and there was something wrong with my body, and I should be ashamed, and I should hide, and of course, no surprise, that lesson carried on through into my adult life. Right? Like, just because that happened when I was a kid doesn't mean that I forget it. So from a kid to a teen to an adult, that kind of came with me all the way through. And as an adult, like it stayed hard. It stayed really hard to be friends. Even though I wasn't being bullied anymore, it was really difficult for me to be friends with people and to really open up. And part of the difficulty there really came with the fact that it was hard for me to be visible. Hard for me to be seen, right? That's so many people, myself included. When you really hate your body, you struggle with being seen. For years, all I wanted to do was hide and be invisible. Yet when you're with friends, you can't be invisible. It's not how that works. If you're going to be with friends, you have to be with them. So there's a few different kind of elements to this. The first one really, I think, it touches on what we talked about on day 6, which is vulnerability. You know, I really learned to let people in and not just have friends that I would hang out with and that's it, but have friends that I could really open up with and connect to on a deeper level. And this doesn't mean it has to be every friend in the world that you do this with, but just being open to the fact that certain people in your life are going to be those friends and that it's okay to open up. And again, you know, just like what I talked about when we were talking about vulnerability, and this comes down to trusting myself, knowing that I can deal with whatever comes my way. This comes down to trusting that, like, I got this, and I'm supporting me, and even if nobody else does, I am. And that really had a lot to do, that has a really huge impact on my social life, right? Like, do you have friends that you really, truly connect with on an emotional level in the way that you want to? And do you like your situation right now, or would you like to change it? For years I knew where I was and I wanted to change it, but I had no idea how. And I honestly didn't even really connect a lot of the time my body image to my lack of meaningful friendships. But I can kind of see in hindsight now how that worked. That doesn't mean I didn't have meaningful friendships, but they were different because I was different, because I wasn't allowing myself to be me, right? I was still hiding. Another real big thing that happened on my body love journey was that I realized that I get to choose who's in my life. I get to choose who I'm friends with. I get to choose who I spend my time with. And I have really learned to kind of be more selective with people. When I was younger, it was just like, oh, you want to spend time with me? Cool, let's be friends. Oh, you want to hang out? Awesome. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Because I didn't really feel worthy of the friendship. Right? So I felt like if somebody wanted to hang out with me, oh, that's really amazing. I definitely want to hang out with them. But now, as I've grown and I've matured and I see myself differently, I realize that I get to choose who I want to spend time with. I get to choose who I'm hanging out with. Hey, Kendall. And I choose people who lift me up. I choose people who are supporting me. I choose people who inspire me, because that's the kind of energy I want in my life. And I'm not saying that every person who isn't amazing you should just dump. Like, that's not how this works. But when you are looking for new friendships, when you are creating new connections, when you are getting out there, when you are meeting people, you get to really pick who vibes with you, right? Who gels with your energy. So, you know, do you feel like the people in your life lift you up? Do you feel like you have people in your life that lift you up? Or maybe is it time to get out there and meet some new people who lift you up? As you learn self-love, you realized you have boundaries. Yeah, boundaries. I guess that's exactly what that is. I hadn't connected that word, but that's totally what that is. Boundaries. It's boundaries within myself and knowing what I'm worth and what I want, right? And the other thing that really changed as part of my social life, as I learned to love my body, is that I was no longer afraid to go out with my friends. Okay, so for years, especially I would say through a lot of my 20s, especially like my early, my early to mid 20s, I was freaked out about going out dancing, going to a club, going out for coffee. I wanted to see some of my friends, but I didn't want to be seen, right? I didn't like, what if a guy hit on me? Oh, what would I do? I had no idea. I didn't know how to handle that situation. What if somebody new came up and talked to me? I didn't know how to handle it. And I really, again, just wanted to be invisible. So literally, I didn't go out with friends. Sometimes I would pass up dates, or I would make up excuses, or, not because I didn't want to see the people in my life, but because I didn't want to be seen by the world, if that makes sense. And also, now that I am no longer afraid to be seen by the world, I'm also no longer afraid to be seen by the people in my life. And again, because I'm choosing good people in my life, I know that they've got my back, right? I talked to some people. I talked to somebody not too long ago who said that, she avoids going out with friends because she doesn't want to be judged by them, because she doesn't want to be criticized, because she doesn't want to feel like they're staring at her, or like, they're looking down on her in some way. And the really beautiful thing is that as you learn to love your body, as you embark on this self-love journey, you realize that those people, number one, maybe you don't really want to be friends with them. Or when you see yourself better and you treat yourself better and you speak to and about yourself better, the people in your life will look at you and you're like, oh, that's what we're doing now. Oh, it's time to up my game. Now I need to be better because she's being better. So really learning to love yourself impacts everybody around you in a really dynamic, beautiful way. So the story that I'm telling, about going out or not going out with friends and avoiding that situation, like, have you ever found yourself there? Even if you've never actually avoided it, have you ever had that thought cross your mind, like, there's nothing in my closet to wear. I hate all my clothes. I hate how they look on me. I hate my body. I just don't want to go out. Like, it's just too much. It's too stressful. Have you ever had that? Because I bet that there's a hell of a lot of people out there that have. I know there's a lot of people that have. So, if you're anything like me, really, your body image and your social life are very, very much connected. Like I said, it is a very dynamic thing. Learning to love your body is not learning to love your body. It's this and a million other incredibly positive things, right? It affects everything in your life in such an incredible way. And that is exactly why we're doing these 30 days of transformations. So my journaling prompt for you today, if you're up to the challenge, is really just to kind of reflect on this. Are you happy with your social life as it is right now? Why or why not? What would you like different? And do you feel like your body image, how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, is that currently having an impact on your social life? Like, really, just take some time to reflect on that. And it might be that it's not, and that's cool. But if you're anything like me, or like most women, chances are in some way it is. All right, so just becoming aware of it, realizing that it's not working for you, realizing that you do want to change, is in fact the very first step to changing. Just becoming aware of the whole situation. So I hope that this is useful for you guys. This was quite a big transformation for me that I didn't actually realize until quite recently. And it's kind of awesome. It's really awesome. It's such a weight lifted off your shoulders when you can just like go and hang out with friends and you know that they're good people and you know that you feel comfortable and confident. And it's really amazing how learning to love your body affects everything else in your life. It really is. So that's it for me today. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Comments, questions, everything below, please, of course. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow for day 8. See ya.